Hello, good morning everyone. This is CY once again. And today I'm just going to share with you my experience with the Gemilai 3006Z, the latest version, and how I find the machine so far after using for, I think, approximately coming to a month. So let's get started. Alright, so first of all, this is a really very friendly to beginner use kind of machines. You do not have to tweak a lot of things if you do want to, but make sure that you know what kind of coffee beans and what roast level you'll be getting, because I think you want to make sure that the brew temperature matches the roast level of the beans that you are actually going to get. So in my opinion, the darker the roast, the lower the temperature. I believe you can even go around 90 and even up to 88 degrees Celsius for a very dark roast. And this machine can go pretty high in temperature. Let's just take a look. Right, so right now I'm actually adjusting H1, which is actually the brew temperature. You can see the brew temperature can go up to 100 degrees Celsius, 101, 102. So maximum is 102, but nobody brews at that kind of temperature. So let's say if you are doing an ultra light roast, you can do it at 96 degrees Celsius. But today I'm going to use a medium roast, so I'm going to just stabilize my temperature at 92. And one more thing is that the steam power for this machine, it's a beast. So usually I would like to bring the temperature down further. So let's check what is the current setting on the steam boiler. Right, it's currently set at 125. I'm just going to reduce it. 125 is the lower setting. I think 135, is it 135? Yes, it's the maximum. Right, so I'm already setting my steam power or the steam boiler temperature to be the lowest, and that is the lowest you can get. So once you have set this, if you really want, you can actually set the pre-infusion. Right, so I recently have been playing with the pre-infusion. Okay, let's just do it this way. Let's set P1 to 3 seconds, right? 5 seconds. Alright, let's set P2 as well to 5 seconds. Okay, P2. Okay, let's try that one more time. Let's pour away the water. Okay, the pump stays on for 5 seconds, then it stays off for another 5 seconds, then the pump kicks back again. Alright, so this is how the pre-infusion system works on these machines. I believe it should be quite similar to other models such as the 3007Z. Right? Okay, so now the polyfilter has all been properly heated up. So now let's proceed to make some coffee. And the coffee we're going to use today is again the Strawberry Rhapsody. This is a medium roast, right? So you can see, and you can see the roast in February because it stays sealed in the bag most of the time. So the coffee still tastes pretty amazing, I would say. Right, so my polyfilter is an 18-gram basket, so I'll be dosing 18 grams. And at the moment, I'm still using my Timor Sculptor 78AS. I think it has been seasoned enough to produce the espresso that I want. But this grinder is pretty noisy, right? Of course, our expectation for grinders, has increased. So we are expecting a lot more as compared to last time. Can you imagine last time the grinders, how noisy they can get, right? So right now I'm dosing directly into the my blind shaker. Right, I'm also going to share with you my workflow on how I do my coffee. Let's say I'm going to do 2 milk-based coffee today. Let's usually shake for about 10 seconds. The machine is very light, so when you want to remove your polyfilter, you probably have to hold on to it. Let's transfer. It tends to get a little bit messy when you use the blind shaker, so I always get a brush. Brush in. Yeah, of course it takes much longer for you to make your coffee if you do it this way, but you know, it's a Sunday morning. Yeah, you have the time, then enjoy yourself. Why have to rush, right? Okay, so everything is done. I'm going to move my camera over to share with you how I usually do my preparation. Right, after I transfer the coffee ground from my blind shaker into my polyfilter, normally this is what I will do. I will still do a little bit of WDT, just a little bit. Knock it down. I like my distributor. Oh, my polyfilter is nice and hot. And then, of course, a constant force temper. Right. And then park screen is a must for myself. Right, I'm always using the Odyssey, you know, Argos, Odyssey Espresso park screen. Alright, so now I've locked up the polyfilter. Let's see the extractions. Let's see the bottomless shot. Let's bring my scale over. Right, I'm going to use the pre-infusion setting, which is the 5 seconds, a total of 10 seconds pre-infusions, right? So 5 second pumps on. Let's go. Pumps off now. So it allows the water to really fully permeate. Pump on. This machine, it's locked or preset at around 12 bars of maximum pressure. Right, the espresso looks pretty okay. Right, there's a little bit of channeling, but the ratio seems to be pretty good. Right, 30 seconds, I'm getting about 34 grams of espresso. I'll call that quite alright. Alright, so now after making the espresso, I would like to switch it to the steam mode. So basically, it's very simple. Steam mode is activated by pressing this button, and the machines will bring the steam to 125 degrees Celsius. So as long as you see this blinking, means the thermal block, or in fact the thermal block is actually trying to bring the temperature up. Remember, this is a single thermal block machines, so there will be a little bit of waiting time in between. Right, so now while waiting, let me get my pitcher ready, right, to get some milk. I usually have 2 pitchers. The reason for that is I'll use one of the pitcher to purge the steam, to release the condensation of water, and then this is the pitcher I use to steam with, which is a slightly smaller pitcher. Right. Some of us, of course, like to transfer from pitcher to pitcher to make the milk form more uniform, right? But it's more for my own self, latte art. If there is, it's good. If you don't have, it's fine. So it's not really important, right? The most important is still the taste of coffee. Right, so now you can see while we speak, right, the temperature is ready. So the steam on this machine, even at 125, it's a very powerful, it's still very powerful, right? I'm just going to show you. Right, make sure you purge enough. And because of the length of the steam tip and steam wand, right, this is ideal for what we call the ghost frothing, which means to leave the pitcher on the drip tray, and then we do the frothing by just positioning the pitcher on the drip tray. You just have to find a favorable position, right? I will bring you up to see the steaming in a short while, and I'm going to show you how I rotate. Right, so now you can see this is the position. I rest my steam wand against the spout of the pitcher, and then I use this as an angle for me to do the rotation, and this will actually allows me to control the vortex, the amount of vortex I want to generate. So now I want to go full vortex, so I'll tend to move the tip to the perimeter of the pitcher. So let's do that. But at the start, I usually like to do a little bit more gentle. Oops. Right. Okay, now I will bring all the bubbles down. You can see, nice and easy. Alright, it's getting hot. Alright, I'm loving this machine because of the powerful steam wand, and it never fails to get a good steam. Alright, so let me tilt the camera angle. I'm going to show you how creamy look at that. Silky smooth, right? Like wet paint. This is really wet paint. You can see how shiny it gets. Okay, as it comes to latte art, there's no guarantee, but usually with a good milk form, we should be able to get something. So not too bad, I would say. Right, so now let's say my kid now want another cup of coffee. So now the machine is still very hot, right? So there's the problem, but it is not a problem for this machine. So how do you cool down this machine quickly so that you can get your kid the next cup of milk-based coffee? So of course we'll not froth the milk first. Now the machine is still at steaming hot temperature. So very simple, you deactivate your steam mode. Now you press the flush button or the short button so that all the hot water will be passed through the thermal block and then purge out of the system. You can see how steaming hot the water is. Just purge for a good 10 to 15 seconds. You're going to waste a bit of water, right? As long as the the water vapor is gone, you don't hear any more hissing sound from the group, right? You can see I flush around 20 seconds, and then my shot timer starts and I can actually continue to pull shots, right? So this is a very fast way to cool the machine down instead of waiting for the machine to cool down naturally by itself, because it's a thermal block, and there's only one vibratory pump, so there's no way you can do extraction of espresso immediately. Immediately after that you want to steam the milk, and after steaming milk you want to pull a second shot of espresso. The machine needs to cool down, so this is one fast way to cool down the machines. Alright, so this is CY once again. Thanks for joining me. I usually have an outdoor setting for my new machine so that I can test it in better lighting. Yeah, so cheers. And yesterday was a very thundery stormy night. Yeah, it's crazy, the wind, the howling of the wind, the thunderous storm, the lightning. It's crazy yesterday night. Yeah, so cheers to a very good weather. I'm just going to show you, but let me take a sip of the coffee first. Oh, fantastic. Right, so thanks for joining me. Right, so I will see you in the next video. For those of you who follows my channel and follow my Instagram, I have been growing coffee. So this is one of the plants. Look at how healthy it has been growing. Just going to share with you my joy. This is passion fruit, right? Yeah, this is another one that's growing very nicely. Wow, look at that. Right, and the reason why this guy is a little bit pale in color because it's overcrowding. Right, same as this guy, so you can see these two belongs together. And guess what, there's another one there. So these three actually are pale and a little bit whitish in color because they are being planted together. They sprouted in the same pot. Right, so yeah. So thanks for joining. I'll see you in the next one.